Hey everybody, Coach Abel here, and today I'm going to talk to you about hunger versus cravings. Now, one of the most confusing things to people trying to lose weight is being able to accurately distinguish hunger from cravings and from appetite. Anyone who has ever tried to lose weight, sculpt a physique, get six-pack abs, you know that as soon as you drop serious pounds, hunger and cravings, they both increase. And I often get questions from clients that'll say, hey, coach, how do I tell if my hunger is real or if it is just my cravings? We'll put that up on the screen for you to look at. How do you tell if your hunger is real or it's just cravings? Now, this is a reasonable question, really reasonable, because one, cravings do indeed induce a false sense of hunger. Just like smelling certain foods or seeing certain foods can make you think you are hungry. Constantly thinking about food, as dieters tend to do, can also create a false sense of hunger. If you're hypersensitive and hyper-focused on, am I hungry, am I hungry, am I hungry, then you're going to have a false sense of induced hunger as well as cravings. And secondly, real hunger from dieting and deprivation and losing a lot of fat intensifies cravings as well. That's why diets don't tend to stick, whether you're trying to get six-pack abs or just lose 30, 40, 50 pounds. So these two things really do feed on each other. And yes, that pun is intended, because keep in mind, cravings do indeed induce a false sense of hunger, and real hunger can, of course, accelerate your cravings. So in terms of biofeedback, knowing the difference between real physiological hunger versus just cravings, simple cravings, can be the difference between reaching a goal of weight loss and physique transformation and not reaching it. Now, I talk about a lot of this stuff, hunger, craving, psychology, and all that, in several of my books. We'll put some on the screen for you right here, like Permanent Weight Loss, Understanding Metabolism, Beyond Metabolism, and of course the cycle diet that gets right into things like supercompensation mode, optimizing metabolism, etc. All these books and my various courses talk about hunger and cravings in depth and in different ways. But I'm going to give you now a very simple tool, a trick of the trade, if you will, to help you know the difference of hunger versus cravings and be able to properly gauge and read your biofeedback. And what I'm going to do here is just channel my inner Jerry Seinfeld and let me say, what's the deal with apples? And there's a reason that we're going to use apples as an example. There's an old saying among weight loss experts and metabolism experts that no one ever got fat by eating too many apples. Remember that. We'll put that on the screen for you. No one ever got fat by eating too many apples. This is a true statement. So we're going to keep that in mind, and we're going to use apples as an example to help clarify physiological hunger versus cravings. So let's extend the apple example some more and make it work for you. When it comes to being able to differentiate between real physiological hunger versus cravings triggering false hunger, ask yourself this question, and this is really important. Am I hungry enough right now to eat 2 apples? Am I hungry enough right now to eat 2 apples? If the answer is no, then it is very likely that cravings are triggering a false hunger in you, and you are not really in need of food metabolically or physiologically. You're not in a deep energy deficit. You may be experiencing tolerable hunger, but you're not experiencing absolute hunger. So that's important. Am I hungry enough right now to eat 2 apples? So you already know if the answer is no, then you're not experiencing actual physiological hunger. But if your answer is yes, and you are hungry enough to eat 2 apples, then guess what? You should go ahead and eat those 2 apples. Going back to our true statement, as what I said before, no one gets fat by eating too many apples. Now, this apple exercise works on many levels. 1, it helps you identify real and true physiological hunger versus craving-induced hunger. And 2, it takes these cravings that are influencing your food choices out of the equation, since we only consider apples as the identification marker, thus removing the focus on craving specifically. And this is also crucial for physique sculpting, physique transformation, and weight loss and leaning out. So let's face it, if we just abide in our cravings, we're all human and we live in the world of food abundance. If we just abide in our cravings, then burgers and fries and pizza and ice cream and fast food and junk food and convenient food would always be on the mental, physiological agenda, even if it's just in our minds. So that's a really important consideration as well. If you feed a craving mentally and emotionally by constantly thinking about it, then guess what? Those cravings get stronger. So if you learn how to ignore them through this apple exercise, then you can turn down the volume of a craving indicator. So when we can identify real physiological hunger and respond to it in a healthy way that excludes the influence of cravings, then you're well on your way to achieving sustainable weight loss and physique transformation, and stop sabotaging yourself. So this is really important. That's why it's up on the screen. When we can identify real physiological hunger and respond to it in a healthy way that excludes the influence of cravings, then you are well on your way to achieving sustainable weight loss and physique transformation. So what I suggest is try this apple question and the solution. It's simple and it works, because a lot of the times what ends up breaking down over time and why people fail at physique transformation and weight loss efforts is they can't distinguish anymore between hunger and cravings, and false hunger triggered by cravings. So that's it. That's the magic apple exercise, optimizing metabolism, leading to weight loss. And hope you benefited from this video. If you like this video, then please like and share. It helps me to help you and all that stuff. And by all means, leave a comment in the comment section. Love to hear from you. So that's it. Hunger versus cravings, and a little insider trick of the trade to help to distinguish both and keep you on track in your physique transformation efforts. Wish you all the best of luck in that. And I will see you all in the next video.